Hey there, Super Seesaw Teachers. This is Alyssa Deese, and today I want to show you my plans for my workflow for student work in the 2020-2021 school year. So to start off with, I created this document that I planned out how I'm going to do this. So I have planned out that I'm going to plan, so I know what I'm doing, and use pencil because plans always change. Then the next piece I'm going to do is in the Seesaw activities, I'm going to make activities for lessons and for students to turn in their homework. Be sure that when you schedule those ahead of time, you schedule them in reverse order of what you want them to come up so that what is newest will come first. So for example, if I want the very first thing students to see to be the math lesson before the homework, I need to schedule it so that the turn in is before, shows up in the feed before the lesson. So 8:01 for the turn in, 8:02 for the lesson. That way it shows up in the reverse of that in their feed. Then in the student inbox, I'm going to send out a student announcement using a virtual classroom, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to link the Seesaw activities for that. So I'm going to start with, here is a mock-up of my virtual classroom with lots of space for me to write in what I expect the students to be doing. I plan to use this in-person learning right away so that students can start to see that this is the format of the announcement of what we're doing today, and then if we have to make a change to hybrid or virtual, they're already used to seeing this, and then we'll be able to do it independently on their own. So I have saved all of this as an image, and we're going to go over here to Seesaw, and I'm in my sample class here, and we're going to make a student announcement. I would recommend using student announcements if you are in person, or if you are hybrid or virtual, to use the to also send it to parents. All right, I'm going to start here in my drawing, and I'm going to upload my virtual classroom. Let's see, I put it over here. There's my template, and there it is. All right, and I'm going to lock this into place. It just means that students cannot click and move it around. It's stuck. They can unlock it and move it, but this will reduce the chances that they will do that. All right, so I have my classroom here. Then the next thing I'm going to be doing is in another tab I have Seesaw open, and I'm going to create my activities in my activity library. And so I'm here in my library, and here are all of my activities, and I'm going to go through and assign them in the order I want them to show up in backwards. So in my class here, let's say I want the spelling to be the last one on their list. That means I need to assign it first and then work backwards. So spelling, science, writing, reading, math. So I need to assign those in that order. So to do that, I'm going to go get my spelling here. I'm going to assign it. I want it to go to my sample class, and I'm going to click schedule. And I want it to be first. So I'm going to, let's say I want these all to be out before 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to schedule this one for 7:40 so that it is first in their feed, or last in their feed, excuse me. And I'm going to assign it there. Back. Then I would work my way from spelling to science. I've already created these, so I'm just working on assigning them backwards from spelling, science, writing, reading, math. Okay, so I've already assigned my spelling, science, writing, and reading, but I want to show you then for math. Like I said, if you want them to have the turn-in show up on their feed after the lesson, then you just schedule it in reverse order. So I'm going to assign this to my class, schedule it. I'm up to wanting this to be scheduled at 7:44. And then the lesson I will schedule at 7:43. So now I have assigned those and scheduled them all ahead. When I click here back to my class, in my scheduled, now I can see them that they actually show up in the reverse of the order that we did. So we did them in this order. So spelling at 7:40, science, writing, reading, math, so that it would show up in the same order here as math, reading, writing, science, spelling. So there it is. And I need to change this. So I can, if I decide that I've got these in the wrong order like I just discovered, I can go here to edit. And the options here, my scheduling, I need this to actually come at 7:45. There we go. That's how you can edit that if you discover that you didn't have it in the right order. All right, so back over here to scheduled. Now the lesson will come before the turn-in, then writing, reading, science, and spelling. Okay, so I'm going to go back over here to my announcement, which is in another tab on my browser, and I'm going to add in the text that I want here. So for math, we're going to do lesson 1.1, and then I can make it smaller. Let's see, I called this math lesson 1.1. Okay, so lesson 1.1, and then I'm going to go back here to this activity. We're going to get the student link, and we're going to link those. So I'm going to click here to get the student link, copy, back over here to this announcement, 3 dots, link, and enter in what I just copied. Oh, try that again. Copy, there we go. Over here, paste. And now this will link for the students. They will need to click on this little linky thing. When they mouse over it, it will highlight that that's the link that they need to click. If I want to, I can make this here, and that puts the link closer to the words. And I can also change the style here to take off that border. So there we have math lesson 1.1. Then I'm going to make the next one that is turn in. Called that over here, math 1.1 turn in homework. Okay. Then I can get that to the size I want it to be. Go over here to this turn in, 3 dots, get student link, copy, back over here to my announcement, and I'm going to select this text box that has the turn in, 3 dots, link, insert the student link. There you go. I'm going to finish putting in all these boxes, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm just finishing up, so I'm going to show you one more time here. I'm adding in my spelling here. One. Word preview, make it the size that I want it to be, put it into the box. Over here, I'm going to click the 3 dots, get student link, copy, back here to this announcement, link. There it is. So now this is all linked up. All of these have a link for my spelling, my science, my writing, my reading, and then 2 for math. And so then I can click the green check, and it will attach that item to a student announcement. So in order to send it, I need to add a date to it. So, oh, we should probably put a date on this whiteboard here. So let's go back over here. We're going to add a quick text box, and we'll call this I have a date at the top here so the students know that that's the date they're working on this here. Alrighty, tap my green check mark again. Alright, it's ready to go, and I'm going to go ahead and call this, put the text in there that says August 30th, 2020. Have a great day. And I'm going to send it to those students. So now it will show up in the student announcements. They will be able to see it look just like this in their student inbox, and they'll say student announcements for them, not messages. And so here it is for them. So when they're ready to start working through this this day's work, they click to open it, tap or click on these. If they're in the app, it'll take them right to it. If they're in a browser, it will take them to a new window. And here is that activity right there, just linked like we wanted it to be. It will also show up in the activities will also show up in their to-dos. For the teacher, if you click over here on activities, they will show up here in scheduled. There's all the things that we have scheduled, and they can find it again one more time over here in their student messages. Tap to open, tap the links, and it will take them right to the activities that we have linked. They can complete them and turn them in. I hope that's really helpful as you are working to create a workflow for your classroom this school year. And this one will work wonderfully whether you are doing your teaching in person, hybrid, or online. And if you start this pattern now at the beginning of the year, teaching students that this is how it works, then if you have to make changes from the mode of learning, they're already used to the way this looks, and they should be able to complete work independently. All right, thank you so much.